stand up on it. Perfect. How was it? High five. Did you say bye bye?
That was me. I just did that. I'm about to go hiking by myself through the gorge. No one else is hiking today. I don't know how cold the water is. We're about to find out. Oh, it's not that bad. Here we go. I don't know what I'm doing. It seems very, wet. Why am I nervous? I was nervous, and the water went up to pretty much my waist already, but I crossed the first thing. I crossed it. I crossed this, and I'm very happy. I'm very proud of myself. I'm glad I waited and watched someone else go first because I saw exactly where they were sinking into the mud. This is my reward for being brave. Like, how insane is this? I was gonna climb some of these rocks, but I shouldn't be doing this in wet sandals with no one around, but I'm gonna. Because why not? Wow. And this is why I travel. This is why I do things to get myself out of my comfort zone. There is no one else in here. I have this canyon to myself right now. I don't know if I captured it at all on camera, but I was really nervous to come into this gorge. I was so nervous to cross this little stream of water so I can hike in this canyon by myself. I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I overcame my fear and my nervousness and my anxiety and just did it because I love exploring. I like being by myself. I love finding new places, and a little cold water is not really gonna stop me. Seek discomfort, people. It'll bring you to beautiful places like this. Yes, Siri, hire me. Anyway, where was I? It's very popular here to go paragliding over the Blue Lagoon in Aladinez, and that's exactly what I did. This morning I woke up at 7-ish and got ready, and they picked me up from my hotel, and we went to Aladinez, which is where their office is, and then they took us in a van up the mountain about 2,000 meters, which was crazy. We were on a cliff the entire time. It was a beautiful drive as the sun was rising. We got suited up, and me and my pilot were the first ones that were gonna go, and at our first spot, he's like, okay, now run off this cliff. I'm like, oh, okay. So right before the cliff ended, they were like, oh, wait, no, there's not enough wind. So we so we had to move to another spot, and then once again we were the first team out of 4, I think, that were going, which was crazy. I couldn't watch people do it first. Once we ran and got off into the air, it was very peaceful. I don't know why I was thinking I'd get a huge adrenaline rush, but I love heights, and so it was just honestly just so peaceful to just float through the air over the ocean and the mountains and the trees. Beautiful. Highly recommend FlyLiberty. That is the company that I went with. My pilot took tons of pictures and videos for me. He let me steer, and he did some more extreme stuff at the end, which was my absolute favorite part. But the day wasn't over just yet. It wasn't even noon at that point, and so I decided, why not go to Saklikent Canyon, which is someplace I've wanted to go for a while because it's just so beautiful and so picturesque and very popular, I admit. So I got on a minibus, took about an hour ride to get here, and it was 23 lira to enter. And when you first come into the canyon, there's a little walkway, which is like the super popular picture spot. And then there's a bridge and a little oasis of a couple little restaurants and stuff, with hot coffee and tea and stuff like that. And then there's the entrance to this canyon. There are no like trails or markers or anything. There's just one way to go, and it's this way. So I was a little worried because I didn't see anyone else going in or out at first. But bear in mind, this is in like mid to late November, and this is more of like a summer spot. But that just means it's the off season and I have it all to myself right now. The last minibus back to FETHIYE leaves at 6 o'clock, so I have about 4 hours, so I'm gonna explore. Really quick though, I did also want to update you on my packing situation, my budget situation, and my energy levels, because this is about exactly 3 weeks into the trip today, which is crazy, longest I've ever traveled, and I just wanted to check in and update you guys on my packing and my backpacks and everything in that situation. I can carry it for longer periods of time now. I feel like I'm getting my stamina, my muscles built up a little bit. I actually walked for like 45 minutes in the rain from the bus station to my hostel the other day, and it wasn't that bad. My ankles were a little sore, but besides that, it was fine. I am making it a point to use everything that I brought. Now, not necessarily do I need everything that I've packed. I've realized every trip you get a little more specific in your packing list of what you use and what you don't use. I'm making a list of the things I don't necessarily need to use that are in my backpack, but I'm using them because otherwise, what's the point of bringing them? Moving on to my budget. I am not spending as much as I thought I would. I am eating out for pretty much every single meal, which is terrible and one thing I really want to work on for my next trip. However, I can't cook. I'm not good at making food for myself ever. So that's something to work on for sure. I feel like I'd save so much money that way. But for now, I am eating out for pretty much every meal. I'm also doing things like going places and doing activities like paragliding and hot air balloons, and there are some big expenditures in there for sure, and I will be making a budget video for this whole trip after it's over. Stay tuned for that. But as of 3 weeks in, I still have the majority of my money, which is really nice. I've been not super tight with my budget, but tight enough that it should last me for a while and still have money left over when I get home. That's the goal. And I'm trying so hard not to get too many souvenirs. I love shopping and I love getting new clothes and trying new fashion and adding new pieces to my wardrobe, but I only have a backpack. Dani, you only have a backpack. You have to remember that. Please remember, you only have a backpack and things barely fit as it is. I've really been focusing on getting a postcard from every place, which has been so fun to try and find. And finally, moving on to my energy levels, it is 3 weeks in. I have been traveling for 21 days at this point. I still have 2.5 weeks to go. How are my energy levels doing? How is my motivation? How is my will to continue? Still going strong. I really haven't made an effort to find friends. I feel like it just kind of happens in hostels. You see people in the towns that you're also rooming with, which is really nice. But I've definitely been preferring staying by myself more often, getting work done, reading, sleeping, resting. I'm such an introvert and I love exploring by myself. Speaking of exploring, there are other people coming, so I'm gonna get going. I'll see you later. Rocks just fell from the heavens. Hoping there's no one up there throwing rocks off. That was terrifying. I keep hearing rocks falling, and I've even seen a few fall, which is really scary. And that's probably why they recommend you wear helmets, and the helmets are in like a bucket by like the tea, coffee stands before you start the hike, as well as water shoes, but they're like rubber or plastic or something. They're closed-toed, and they're like, I want to say 100 lira. I don't know. Anyway, Don't have flip-flops or sneakers, but like water sandals, so nice. Yay, made it back to the entrance. This may not have been the most intense of hikes, however, it was super fun, and I overcame my nervousness and fear and discomfort to find joy and fun on the other side, and I'm so proud of myself, and I think this is going to be one of the best moments of the trip for that reason. Now I'm going to dry off and probably get a coffee and wait for the next bus back to FETHIYE. Just got off the bus back in FETHIYE and realized I left my towel on the bus. I'm so sad. Tried to wave them down, but it didn't work. So I need to get another one for my time left on this trip. And I like that one, but I have an identical one at home because it came with 2 in the pack. So I'm not absolutely destroyed over it. I can always get another pack on Amazon, but yeah, now I need to get another one for the 2-ish weeks that I'm on this trip. Great. Hopefully I should be able to find a Turkish towel in Turkey. At least it wasn't something more important like my passport or my phone or anything like that.